Hey everybody, happy Wednesday, Hope everybody, sorry, I'm knocking you guys down already. I've got this interesting setup going on with my phone, so I keep forgetting that the tripod at our office is no longer here and it's broken because it broke, so I have this like interesting setup. I need to just go and get another tripod for here so that I don't keep setting you guys on like books and stuff. But anyway, actually that would be a really great idea. Hold on. I'm going to actually set you on some books because right now you're just like propped up and I don't like the angle. I don't love your angle. So bear with me for a second, guys. I promise I have some good shit to share with you guys today. But much better, much better. I like that. I like that. That makes me happy. That makes me happy. Much better. You guys are face level with me. But, so, I got to my office, and this morning I woke up with all of these, like, amazing titles for articles and videos and things, to the point that I'm actually probably not going to get all of them written, because I've come to realize that as soon as kind of inspiration comes into my world, a lot of times it will flow right out as well if I don't take advantage of it. And I know I'm not going to get 10 articles written today. That would be, I could, but that's not a turn on to me either. So I picked some of the, I'm going to write at least one article today, but I wanted to touch in on this one because I noticed this yesterday when I was not coming home, when I got home from an event I went to last night. I went to go see the Book of Mormon with Kendall, and if you know me, you definitely, I'm sure, know Kendall as well, because we do a lot of workshops and things together, but we went and just had like a girls' night and saw the Book of Mormon, which was freaking hilarious. It was pretty funny, but if you caught my live yesterday, then you know that my day was a little chaotic. It was crazy. And what I didn't really share was that I was actually, and I know you guys are gonna love this, but I was super hormonal. I'd started my period, and I was like, my body was off, and I was just, for lack of a better word, kind of moody, not in a bad mood, just like, kind of like, I was like high, and then I would, like, energetically I would be high, and then I was just kind of funky. I was funky yesterday. I was. And I admit it. I don't mind admitting it. And at the same time, and I've realized, I know myself to know that I really have to watch my ego in those times. I really have to watch my ego, and not in the way that most people would think. You have to watch your ego. Really, I had to watch my ego in the sense of, oh, I keep hitting the phone. I had to watch my ego in the sense of kind of not going into like the doldrums. But that's not what this video is about. It really is about expectation. And I promise this all really does fit together. So when I got the tickets for this, I actually bought the tickets because I was like, oh, I'm going to take a person I'm dating. I was like, oh, like this would be a great thing, and I had expectations that we're gonna have this great night, and he couldn't come. He was like, I can't come. I've got this going on and that going on, so I'm just not gonna be able to come. And so it was a girls' night. That's gonna be great. And I put all this expectation into this evening, not necessarily like the evening, not necessarily into like my friend being a certain way or anything like that, but I was like, oh, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I'm going to be in a great, I put a ton of expectations on myself, being like, oh, I'm going to go in and I'm going to be fun, and we're going to have fun, and we're going to be playful, and we're going to laugh. And we actually did all of that. But it was fun. It was playful. But like I said, I was off yesterday. I was feeling a little just sensitive, and just kind of like my energy was just funky. That's the best word I'm gonna get for it right in this moment. My energy was kind of funky, and I had put all these expectations on myself of how I was going to show up. Not necessarily of the night, not that, because I knew, like, we're going to go out to dinner, we're going to go to the show, we're going to laugh, I'm going to drive home, and that was going to be the night. It was going to be fun in that way, but I put all these expectations on myself for how I was going to show up. I put expectations on myself the entire day for how I was going to show up. Well, what ends up happening is when we put these expectations of, I'm going to show up this way, the fact is sometimes we're not there. And when we do show up a different way, what ends up happening is we miss all the beautiful moments that are happening, because what we're doing is going, oh, like, why am I in this mood? Or like, I should be showing up this way, or why am I sharing this? Like, this is not how I want to show up. This is not how I want to. And there is a level of like looking at your ego in those moments of going like, okay, like, where is my ego playing in here? Because our egos are always there, always present. But there is a level of like looking at, if you're setting expectations for yourself of how you're showing up, instead of just fucking showing up, just showing up the way you authentically are, just going, today I'm funky. Today I'm funky, and this is me today. Or today I'm in a playful, joyous, abundant mood, because like today I'm in a freaking amazing mood. Like I said, I woke up with tons of article ideas. But it is looking at like setting an expectation for like, I'm going to be this way. Well, that is going to disconnect you from self, because sometimes that is not quite where we are. And when we set expectations on ourselves, what we end up doing is we end up starting to set expectations of the other people in our lives. And that's not necessarily where I was yesterday, but I have seen that in my life in going like, oh, I'm going to show up this way. So then you get these expectations rolling. And once we get expectations rolling in our life in general, whether it's expectations for self or expectations for other, those expectations will start to permeate throughout our life. And so why am I sharing all this with you? Why am I sharing all this expectation stuff with you? It is because I think a lot of times especially when we're trying to, especially when we're trying to grow or change or expand, I think we get stuck in the, I need to show up this way. I need to show up this way. And I see this with my clients all the time. They're like, but I'm not showing up that way. Well, there needs to be a kind of, not balancing act. I'll say balancing act. I don't like the word balance, but balancing act between, okay, here is where I authentically am, and owning that, and not necessarily allowing yourself to get drug under by that, and still making choices to go, okay, I'm going to choose to react this way. I'm going to choose to react this way. I'm not going to react in a certain way. But you can still go, you can still have a level of being authentic and going like, yeah, I am sensitive today. Yeah, I am feeling off. Or, yeah, I am in a great fucking mood, and that's okay too, because how many times do you go, I know that there's times, and I know that I have friends and past lovers that will say and share the same kind of thought process of, sometimes you're in a great mood, and you expect your other people in your life to kind of be in that same great mood. Well, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're not going to be in the same place, but that doesn't necessarily mean you should pull yourself down. That's not that you should be pulling yourself down. You should be remaining kind of where you're at and just being authentically you. And so at the end of the day, this all comes back to just being you, where you're at, and loving yourself for whatever's kind of coming up, but not setting these expectations. And I said like it's stealing your fun, because the truth is I probably could have there was moments I got into my ego and went, I want to be showing up in this way, but really authentically I'm here right now, not in a bad place, but not not in the place I was just desiring. And I think I could have probably had a little bit more fun if I had just, at the beginning of the night, let go of where I thought I let go of the expectation of I should be showing up this way and just let myself show up. And so that's one thing. And then I think I've seen this in, how you're going to show up on vacation, how you're going to show up on a date, we have lots of expectation for self of how we are showing up consistently in our life. Now, there are standards. There's ways to go, okay, I'm going to choose to show up a little bit differently. I'm going to choose to lean in here. I'm going to choose to grow. I'm going to choose to expand. This is different because this is like more of an ego process of going like, okay, I see that coming up. I see that, my ego is wanting to show up in this way, but I'm going to tweak it just a little bit because that's your growth process. Your growth process will always include your ego and expanding yourself and how you're showing up in the world authentically. So that is an ever-growing process. But having expectations of you're going to feel this way, that can sometimes actually backfire instead of just showing up the way you're showing up and leaning into the feel good, finding the feel good, whatever that feel good is for that moment, because then you're going to more likely be able to get to that place that you're desiring to show, or how you're wanting to show up. I can't talk today. How you're desiring to show up if you just kind of lean into the feel good and where you authentically are, because you'll be eking your vibration up instead of trying to force something that is not there. And so finding those little feel good moments to push yourself up kind of that ladder. But accepting also at the same time where you're at, especially on just like those funky days. So anyway, let go of some of the expectation on self and on other, because the truth is you're going to have more fun. Because I know it's funny because there have been some events lately that I'm like, I have no expectation. Like little things like, I'm going to go and hang out with this person at their house. I'm going to go and have just a glass of wine there. I'm going to go do this and that. Nothing with high expectation. And what ends up happening is because I'm going in with zero expectation to just like, okay, like we're going to do this little thing, I end up having actually the best time because I let go of all expectation of what the event, what the situation will be or should be. And so I end up showing up in a presence that isn't possible when we go in with tons of expectation. So it takes away our fun, actually, when we go in with expectation. And for you men who go in with expectations of your woman, let me tell you, this is a bad thing. I can tell you stories of men who have come in with expectations, and you can read their expectations, and what ends up happening is you can feel that expectation, and most of the time it doesn't work out well for you. And yes, I'm talking about very much not just the bedroom, but of connecting and all of that. But yes, even in the bedroom. So you might have this expectation of taking your woman on this amazing vacation, and you guys are going to have passionate, hot sex. It's going to be beautiful and connective and like, yeah. And she ends up sleeping half the vacation. Well, that is you setting expectations instead of just kind of going with the energy. So that is kind of my lesson for today, and it is really coming from my own life. Today is not that because I had a freaking fantastic time last night. It was fun. It was playful. Like as far as like we laughed because the Book of Mormon just had me rolling. It just had me rolling. In general, it was just funny. I have some definite new kind of key key little phrases that I'm going to be throwing out here and there that I got from that one. It was quite hilarious. But not that I didn't have fun, but I probably could have had more fun if at the beginning of the night I had just let go of the expectations of how I thought I should show up, or how I desired to show up. I should have just showed up. So that is my lesson for you guys. So just show up how you want to show up, or how you are. Authentically show up how you are in the moment. And then yes, that's not saying that you can't work with your ego. You can still work with your ego throughout that, but just be in the moment, be present, be heart connected. And when I say heart connected, I mean like coming from a place of your heart and your heart energy and love and true loving energy in all your scenarios, and let go of the freaking expectations, because you're going to have more fun. You're going to have more fun if you don't have expectations set on the table. So I hope you guys all have an amazing Wednesday. So I don't think I have anything currently to announce to any of you. I just go over and you can check out some of my, it's beginning of the year, so go check out some of my coaching packages. I know I am getting full with clients, so if you want to work with me in the next few months, I would suggest highly that you fill out an application and get on kind of my client list. Otherwise, I'm not sure how many more clients I can take, but go check that out. It is addisonbell.net, and other than that, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Wednesday, and I'm always wishing you all love, light, and tons of blessings. Bye, everybody.